Good morning.
Good morning.
Cheers. Your butt is so big. It's not fair.
Oh, it's so amazing, baby. Oh my God.
And already your top 3 have been things that are staples. What an incredible day it has been so far. Oh my God, it's freezing out here.
It's game time and I'm up one. Name something I ain't done. Name a body that's my type. Air Jordan, I'll take flight. I'm next level, I'm franchise.
To our winner, Julia Renee.
Good morning, buff babes and bros, and welcome back to another video. If you are new here, my name is Julia Renee, and I am an IFBB Wellness Pro. And today we were in St. Louis, Missouri. We are going to First Form headquarters. First Form is the supplement company that I've been sponsored by for almost over a year now, and we're just going to be visiting them. We're going to do a really cool Q&A with their supplement guru, and Zachary is joining us today as well. So it's going to be very informational, very fun, and let's get into it. Good morning.
Good morning.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Look how full mine is. No! I accidentally pressed, it's an espresso, which is what,
like this.
Yeah, I pressed the coffee version, so it like overflowed this one and a half of one, and I said I did it wrong.
It's a machine and she did it wrong. It's just one button. All you gotta do is press a button and it does something.
I just pressed the wrong button. There's only 2.
It tastes like coffee pee or coffee.
Coffee poop. No, it tastes really good. Where to go?
Tris.
Good job.
That means 3.
Your butt is so big. It's not fair. So you guys know how, what's the word? Like, is it excitable or is it like more animated? Anyways, so I'm just like a little bit louder and more like than Zach is, and he's really chill. So there's a lot of times where like I'm really excited about something and I'm like, hey, guess what, Zach? Like, try this new recipe I made, or like I have some good news. And it's not that he's like super supportive of it, but the way that he is like supported is like, oh, that's great. Or he's just like, yeah, cool.
It's so awesome.
Yeah,
oh my God.
He doesn't.
Oh, it's so amazing, baby. Oh my God.
He grabbed my boob.
That wasn't right.
There you go. See, for once I would just, yes, I would like that, you know? I tell you something or make you try a recipe and you freak out like that. That'd be nice.
Please scream and run around in circles.
Zachary looking all businessy. Oh, they have our pictures up. Okay guys, I am here with JC Everett, the supplement guru of First Form. Introduce yourself, kind of tell people like what you do.
Yeah, so guys, like Julia said, my name is JC Everett. I run the Advanced Nutrition and Supplement Education for the company here at First Form. I handle some internal education for our internal employees. And like I said, I do the Advanced Nutrition and Supplement Education for our Legionnaire program as well. I've been here for roughly about 2 years. I've worked every job inside the company you can think of. I'm super nerdy, I'm super sciencey. I'm really nice too, I promise.
I'm really nice too.
I'm really nice. I'm really nice.
He is really nice.
But, that's honestly what I do. I'm very deep in education, but I promise, I might go a little sciencey, but I'll bring it back and I'll put it also into layman's terms.
Yeah, and I think, and we were talking about it previous, is that's really important too, is some people can learn that way, and I'm not really that person. Like, you talk more sciencey, I'm like, what are the top 5 supplements that everyone should have? So say you're a newbie and you are super confused by all of the supplements and you're like, I don't know what to take, everyone's throwing stuff at me. What would you say is like your 5 staples?
I get this question a decent amount, and typically people don't like the answer because they're honestly not sexy supplements. I kind of talk about how supplements are sexy and some are not sexy. Yeah. Okay, like more sexy products are like pre-workouts, BCAAs, fat burners. Like those are more sexy products because you can take it, you taste it, you feel different, you look different. Like those are certain things that people really like. When it comes to someone who's starting out, as far as 5, I would say the first 3 would be foundational health products. Okay. So I would say like a very quality multivitamin or like a daily nutrient pack would honestly be number 1. Because when it comes to like vitamins and minerals, our body uses vitamins and minerals for nearly every single process that happens inside the body. I mean, from like the body's metabolism to the immune system to our cognitive functioning, like muscle recovery, bone repair, like organ tissue, nearly everything relies on vitamins and minerals. And we get a lot of vitamins and minerals through fruits and vegetables and whole foods that we eat, right? But the amount that we need to really give the body what it needs from a micronutrient standpoint, we're kind of setting ourselves up for failure, okay? And so I think adding in a very quality multivitamin or even something like a daily nutrient pack can help out a ton, because kind of what I say with that, especially with vitamins and minerals, is that it's a lot easier to give the body, giving the body what it wants makes it a lot easier to get it to do what you want it to do. Yeah. And so satisfy the body first. So I think micronutrients is probably number 1. I think number 2 is starting to look into a very quality like gut health product, to be honest with you. I think that's something that not a whole lot of people really realize. I mean, kind of what I've seen with data is that roughly about 3/4 of the population struggles with having gut health issues of some kind, but only about 1/4 of those people actually seek out help about it because they really know it's a problem, right? I mean, I think a lot of us, maybe you guys included, like I didn't realize that I had like gut health problems until I started to take something that actually helped improve gut health.
I didn't know that I was very irregular until I started taking things to help me get regular. So now when I'm not regular, I notice immediately. It's basically like what we were saying the other day. It's like you get used to feeling like trash, so you don't know anything else, and then once you feel better, you're like, wow, like you notice the difference really quickly.
And I don't know if you're going here or not, but I'm going to use a couple of the supplements that we use all the time. One, we talk about gut health all the time. We talk about like the microbiome test that we use with Viome, right? And that's great to know. But then also, once you know those things, you still need some sort of gut support. So you could be eating the right foods for your gut, your microbiome, but having a support like an OptiGreens or an OptiReds, in which in their OptiGreens it has probiotics, some of the best probiotic mix that I've seen, right, inside of there. Plus, he was talking about the micronutrients with the microfactor that we use, also has greens, has vegetables and fruits that you put there, the probiotics. So it's like reinforcing, and digestive enzymes, so it's reinforcing your gut to make sure that it's moving, healthy and smooth. And what Julia was talking about, like partitioning nutrients, like a lot of times we're eating foods that are just rotting in our gut because we're not taking in the micronutrients to be able to partition the nutrients from the digestive process. So then again, you eat something, you don't even get everything out of it because you're not digesting it efficiently. So having supplements like this are so beneficial, and the reason why they're really beneficial is because your gut and your brain are intimately connected. So if your gut is off, then you're probably experiencing more stress, more anxiety because of the food you're eating, not necessarily because of the the external stimuli that's causing that. So you can really start to heal yourself from this emotional distress just by healing your gut.
Oh, 100%. You know.
So what were you saying the second one was? I'm curious.
So you know,
was that right?
As far as like the first product, because honestly, the truth is that nobody needs supplements.
Yeah.
And that's just the truth. You know, if you can do everything through Whole Foods, it's honestly ideal. But that's why they created supplements. It's to help supplement our body the nutrients that we lack in our whole food diet. That's what supplements are. And so as far as like micronutrients, because the truth is that if someone can eat roughly 5 to 7 servings of a wide variety of fruits and vegetables on a daily basis, which I know for me is tough. I don't really eat any, to be honest with you. And so if that's something that you guys can do on a daily basis, like you probably don't need something like a multivitamin. You're getting plenty of vitamins and minerals through fruits and veggies and whole foods. It's honestly not for you. But if you struggle with that, I think a quality multivitamin or like a daily nutrient pack is probably the first one.
And definitely during weight loss, same thing. When I have clients that are in prep or any sort of weight loss, it's like you're not eating enough calories. You're in a calorie restriction, which means you're also in a micronutrient restriction,
100%.
which means that you need to supplement it with microfactor.
Right.
Yeah.
And then I guess, like for the second product, obviously we talked a lot about gut health, right? I think probably the 2 biggest components to pay attention to are going to be getting in more digestive enzymes and more probiotics as well. And through like a whole food standpoint, digestive enzymes, foods that are very rich in those are going to be more like tropical fruits primarily. It's like pineapple, mango, papaya will have a lot in there. Because I think one of the big, and we're going off on a tangent here, sorry. But
it's valuable.
But, that's actually one of the problems I see that people deal with a lot is that once they start to really pay attention to macros and they especially start to eat more protein, they really start to struggle with being very satiated, really bloated, and really full. Mm-hmm. And that's not necessarily just coming from the protein because people like us, we don't struggle to eat protein, right? But someone who's just getting started with it, they really struggle, especially like in the very beginning. It's because our body does naturally produce digestive enzymes on its own. However, it's very limited to what our diet currently consists of. So if you're coming from a diet in which you're not eating a ton of protein, for example, which is really like the average person, you start to flip the switch and start eating higher protein, your body hasn't been naturally producing those protease enzymes needed to properly break down protein. And so if you ever experience like more upper and like middle belly bloating, or you're very satiated, really full, you can't hardly eat anymore, typically it's not just because you started eating more protein and that's the problem, it's you're just not really breaking it down very effectively. Okay. And so eating more like tropical fruits can help out with that. As far as like probiotics, a lot of fermented foods, so things like kimchi, sauerkraut, kombucha, kefir, things like that, which the average person, including myself, absolutely not.
I love kimchi though.
Oh, good for you. Oh man.
All the rest of them now.
Right? And so really, with that, I think looking into honestly like high quality greens, because getting in both digestive enzymes and probiotics, a lot of people sell those as standalone products. Like we do as well, right? Because I think standalones are extremely important. However, high quality greens typically is going to have like digestive enzymes and probiotics both inside of it. I'd say typically a lot of them don't, but if they do have that inside of it, it's kind of 2 birds with 1 stone. Then there's a lot of different greens and grasses that can help out with like decreasing inflammation in the gut and just helping to like soothe the gut overall, help out with digestion, GI issues and things like that. So I think high quality greens would be second.
And if you hate eating vegetables, again, you're drinking it in 5 ounces or 6 ounces of water. It's a shot, and there you go.
Easy to cut it with like some branch chains or Mio. Like I don't drink.
I also mix the greens surprisingly with the protein powder, and
protein powder.
Yeah, it actually tastes really good. Yep. So right now we have a multivitamin number 1, and we have number 2 something for gut health, and then we got 3, 4, 5.
So number 3. Now obviously these may not necessarily be in order. These are just probably my top 5.
Yeah.
I think number 3 that I would talk about would be a very high quality like omega-3 product. To be completely honest with you, I think omega-3s. I think that omega-3s are the most underutilized or miseducated supplement that's out there, to be completely honest with you. I think that from a like omega-3 standpoint, and kind of the purpose behind it is that within the average person's diet, we tend to get lots of like omega-6 fatty acids. Okay, omega-6s come from like processed foods and packaged foods. They typically come from more like vegetable-based oils. So like anything that has like canola oil, vegetable oil, peanut oil, corn oil, really things like that.
Also like beef that's not grass-fed.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
So the normal beef that you're going to find in your grocery store.
Oh, 100%. Really, if it comes inside of a package or a wrapper or a box or a can, it's probably going to have something like that in it. Okay. Or if it's from a fast food place or a restaurant, again, most likely cooked inside of vegetable oil, corn oil, canola, something like that. And omega-6s aren't a problem. Okay, honestly, they're not really a problem. However, when we take in a large amount of them, that's when it can really start to become a problem.
It's the imbalance.
Exactly. It's more the imbalance, because if you're getting in like a lot of like omega-6s, you're not hardly getting in any omega-3s, which we typically get from more wild-caught fatty fish. So things like salmon, mackerel, trying to think of other sources. I mean, even like wild algae, that's very good with like omega-3s as well.
And keyword is wild, again,
Wild.
not something that's farm raised.
100%. And the other thing, especially with like omega-3s, is that there's a lot of different foods out there that are labeled very dense in like omega-3s. However, it's the types that are most important. Because with omega-3s, there's 3 primary types that you'll see the most. There's ALA, there's EPA, and there's DHA. Right? And so wild-caught fatty fish and like wild algae, those are going to be very dense in EPA and DHA. And if you guys ever do research, or if you Google like benefits of omega-3s, you're going to see things like anti-inflammatory, cognitive functioning, cholesterol, blood pressure, all these things. Those benefits are really just coming from EPA and DHA. So ALA, there's a lot of different plant sources that are very dense in like ALA. So like chia seeds, flax seeds, even milk that's fortified with more like omega-3s. That's not necessarily coming from EPA, DHA, that's more so just ALA. And that's a problem. Now, ALA does get converted in the body into both EPA and DHA, but the amount is roughly 10%. So it's very small. Okay, so if we're really looking to get in more like omega-3s, we want to focus on the EPA and DHA content. But as far as like the primary problem, omega-6s are very pro-inflammatory and omega-3s are very anti-inflammatory. So if you take in lots of omega-6s without hardly any omega-3s, the body can start to suffer from a lot of excess and even like chronic inflammation.
Yeah.
And when the body's inflamed, it's under stress. When the body's under stress, it can start to raise cortisol. When cortisol's elevated all throughout the day, it starts to really become a problem.
Yep.
Wow. Okay.
So I would say that'd probably be the next one would be a very high quality like omega-3 product. As far as the amount that you would look for, the recommended daily dose is going to be between 2,000 and 4,000 milligrams or 2 to 4 grams of total like omega-3s on a daily basis. However, I would really try to make sure you're getting in at least 1,000 milligrams or 1 gram of EPA and DHA combined. Okay, a lot of them might have 2 to 4 grams of total like omega-3s, but the EPA DHA might be very small. So those are the 2 numbers to really pay attention to.
And you can find that in First Form's Full Mega, right?
Full Mega, yeah.
And already your top 3 have been things that are staples every day, every single day. So we got number 1, multivitamin, gut health, omega-3. What's number 4?
I think number 4 would probably be something like a very high quality like meal replacement protein powder. Okay. To be completely honest, especially for the average person, right?
I got
average
4 out of
person,
5.
Yeah, I would say the average person would be a very high quality like meal replacement, and really the purpose behind it is just because a lot of people struggle with getting plenty of protein in, right? Yeah. It's a very easy, very very convenient way, especially with something like level 1. It's very versatile. Right?
Yeah, you can use it for so many different things.
And I think that's something that gets a lot of people on the front end is that you hear about protein shakes, you think about drinking protein shakes.
I don't drink protein shakes.
A lot of us don't.
I used to just drink water. I use them, mix them with oats. You got protein oats. You can make protein ice cream. You can make a smoothie, add other things to it. There's so many things you can bake with it that you can do to make it less boring.
Yeah,
and their flavors are great, so it's like it's that much easier.
100%.
And if you guys have noticed so far, the first 3 supplements he's recommending are all micronutrients, and this is the first macro that we're getting to.
Yeah.
But the society and the fitness industry will just harp on macros and calories, but you're hearing it from an expert that your macros are more important.
Yeah, that should be the base. Like you said, they're the baseline products that are going to help our body function correctly. Number 5.
Give the body what it wants. Makes it a lot easier to get it to do what you want it to do.
Oh my God.
Give the body what it wants.
JC Everett. I love that. I'm going to put that on screen.
Hey, I'm telling you. But the fifth one I think can kind of vary. I think it really depends on the person. Okay. I think something like a Pulse Workout protein would be a really good option, because we talked about more like a meal replacement. I think a Pulse Workout protein would be a good option. I think outside of that, it kind of depends. I think other than something like a Pulse Workout protein, something like Formula 1, I might even look into a pre-workout or a nighttime supplement. Just to be
I would say nighttime supplement.
I would say nighttime would be really important.
Yeah.
And it kind of depends. So like with pre-workouts don't necessarily impact your health. But they can start to impact results. I call them like conditionally like essential. Because if you're training at 5 o'clock, after work, right? You're struggling with energy. You don't, really want to go to the gym. If a pre-workout makes the difference of you having a good training session or an okay training session, I'd rather you take one and get a great training session every single time.
Yeah.
Right. So I think they are more conditionally like essential. Do they help to improve your health? Not directly, but if it helps you get a better training session, absolutely go for it. I think a nighttime is also extremely important. We were talking about sleep earlier. You know, I think a nighttime supplement will be a really good thing to add in. You know, we do have technically we have 4 different nighttime products. 2 of our primary ones are called Core 21 and Night T. Core 21 is going to have some ashwagandha inside of it. It's going to have more like digestive enzymes. Absolutely.
My favorite
right?
one.
It's going to have some GABA inside of there. Really, which is Core 21. It's going to have different things inside of it that just help the brain and the body to just like kind of turn off. You know, because I think with like our wired and tired lives that we live, you know, as we kind of go to bed, the brain's still running. Core 21 can help the brain to kind of shut off. That ashwagandha is going to help to decrease cortisol. The digestive enzymes help, especially because Core 21 is more so for someone with like a fat loss goal. Because when you're in a calorie deficit, you want to make sure you're getting everything out of the food that you are consuming. So having some digestive enzymes inside of there can make sure that anything that's undigested, we're properly breaking it down, getting the most out of it, right? And then Night T is going to be more so for someone with a more like strength or like performance-based goal, because if you guys are familiar with like ZMA supplements, Night T is our staple ZMA product. Okay, we just added some different things inside of it just to kind of make it, you know, like a little bit better, in my opinion, than just a random ZMA. But that's gonna be more so for someone like a muscle gain or a performance-based goal. I think with sleep products, the one thing I would say is that a lot of people that I've worked with, they take melatonin to help them, you know, really start to improve sleep. Okay. The thing with melatonin is that is a hormone that our body naturally secretes. You know, it's the hormone that the body like releases to tell it to go to sleep. Okay, that's essentially what melatonin does.
Yeah, it's the antithesis of cortisol.
100%.
Yeah.
Right. The problem with supplementing with melatonin is that the more consistently that you take it, you start to build up a tolerance to it. And so you have to continue to take more and more and more and more, and that can start to be a problem. And so taking something with different ingredients that are more targeted, like GABA, like magnesium, you know, like kava, 5-HTP, ashwagandha, things that are going to help out to shut the body down rather than tell it to go to sleep. Because the problem isn't going to sleep for most people. It's staying asleep and getting very good quality sleep. That's the problem. Yeah. So I think a nighttime supplement would be the other one. So I think as far as the 5, a multivitamin or a daily nutrient pack, a gut health product, probably more of a high quality greens, something with, you know, high quality fish oil, essentially, a meal replacement protein powder, Pulse Workout protein, or a pre-workout, or a nighttime supplement.
Yeah. Number 5's like interchange based off
Yeah,
tools.
based off your preference.
I would say those top 4 though are probably the top 4 for sure.
Noise. What an incredible day it has been so far. We just got a yummy meal in and we're getting ready to train, I think, some shoulders, like biceps and triceps with JC, who you saw before. Yeah, so we're gonna take you guys along with the workout.
Let's go. Let's go.
There's no denying what we want. There's no denying what we want. Playing games now. There's no denying what we want. There's no denying what we want. Playing games now. There's no denying what we want.
The next morning.
Good morning, guys. Do y'all see that? That's the moon. How pretty! Look at the lights reflecting. Good morning, guys. I am back. So yesterday was an incredibly long day, full of activities. We got to see First Form headquarters again, and everyone was just unbelievable. Every single time, oh my God, it's freezing out here. Woo! Every time we go there, we are just blown away by people. You know when people are so nice, you're like, is this real life? It's real life there at First Form. Like, those people care about you. You're not just a number to them. You're not just some person. And it's just, it is wild. They had our pictures up with welcome signs. Y'all saw the little stuff that they put together for us in the locker room. It was just incredible. And then we went to work out, we had dinner together, and it's the next morning, and we're about to leave today, but Zach and I are getting our cardio in, and Zach has to lift this morning because if you guys are following our shredding series, he is a little bit behind on his good noodles of lifting for the week, so he has to do cardio and lift so that he can do it. I just have to do cardio, and that's it, because I still gotta put my makeup on. It is freezing. I don't know what I'm doing out here. Let's go to the cardio. Can you let me in? Because I forgot my card. So I've been doing the treadmill, and then the past couple of days I've been trying the elliptical so that I can do like a HIIT style and get it done, like burn the same amount of calories but in a shorter amount of time. But the amount of pressure that is on my legs when I'm doing the elliptical is insane, and it literally pumps my quads so much that like I can't even do it. And with how much I'm training legs as it is, I don't need that extra pump in the morning. So the incline treadmill or Stairmaster is typically better for me, but that's just me personally. This is the difference between Reese, who's 10 years old, and look how gentle and precious he is, and then Vision. He's like, I want love, I want love.
Come here, Vision.
Now try to hold him and see what happens.
This is what you want, buddy.
This is what Vision does. Yes! He just loves to kiss.
Ah.
Come here. I got you. I got you. Watch what he does. Watch. Wait. No, 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 no. You're such a rascal. He likes to eat the air I blow in his mouth. You're so silly. Oh my gosh, we are back home. What a quick trip it was, but it seemed long at the same time because there was just so much stuff that we were doing and it was just incredible. All those people there truly, truly care about us and their customers. And it is honestly pretty wild because I have never been with a company or experienced a company that treats their people like they do. the way that they treat their athletes and their like legionnaires is exactly how they treat their customers, at the highest level that they possibly can and with true, genuine care. And I'm really not just saying that because I tell Zach this all the time. I'm like, I really just, it's so unbelievable sometimes, because in the society that we live in now, it's like, what can we get from people? How much can we get from people? And no one really cares about each other that much. And this company, and this is why I stand by it 110%, because they do. They genuinely care. And if that isn't incredible, then I don't freaking know what is. But I hope you guys enjoyed and you got a little insight on supplement knowledge, what it's really like to be a part of 1st Phorm, and you know, the culture that they have. And it's just an incredible thing to be a part of. So I love you all so much, and you're more powerful than you think. Bye.